Delighted to host you on your number one character education channel today. This is the 11th episode in our series, Attitude. And today, I'd like you to know that attitude is a game changer. When you introduce an attitude to a situation, you'll be surprised how that situation turns around. You can have a 360 turnaround in a situation that an attitude, a new attitude, was introduced to. Now, this is what happens. For example, you may have had some toxic relationships with people, but if you sit down to think about your attitude in that relationship, it could be the reason for the toxicity in that relationship. I give you an instance. If you're in a relationship in which you appear to be parasitic, in biology, we're taught some of these symbiotic relationships. All right. Now, if, for example, you're always asking, oh, I need this, directly or indirectly, I need that. And the other person is the one always giving, always doing for you. That relationship can become toxic. You just realize, the person may not tell you, but you just realize the attitude changes. The person is no longer pleasant. In fact, the person may even end the relationship. And then it becomes strained, and you wonder, what have I done to this person? All right. Now, if you're able to sit down to think about your attitude in that relationship, and you decide to turn a new leaf, let's say you're starting another relationship, and then you decide not to be parasitic, you decide to engage in a mutually beneficial relationship. You also give, not only receiving. I heard a very terrible song some time ago. Chop your money out, chop your money out, chop your money. That kind of attitude is so low. Okay, a mentality to work with. All right, so somebody feels excited exploiting another in a so called relationship. That is a negative attitude. It will certainly become toxic because the person will see you as a parasite, and nobody wants to be with a parasite. So all of a sudden you decide to engage in a mutually beneficial relationship. You don't only receive, but you also give gifts and things like that. Over time, the relationship will be wonderful. In fact, in that toxic relationship, if you decide to change sincerely and you are no longer parasitic, and then you begin to also give gifts and give to the relationship, you realize a drastic change. The toxicity will disappear. And this is applicable to all other aspects of life. Once the attitude changes, the experience changes. So attitude is indeed a game changer. You may want to adopt it in that situation that looks kind of unpleasant, and then see how the new attitude changes your experience. Thank you for your time today. Bye.